Hey YouTube, this is David. Welcome to part 3. As you can see, we got the model built. I cleaned him up a little bit with the X-Acto, went in with that little manicuring tool, and you can see I got a little dollar store toy and did a little practice run. I'm not sure this is the colors I want to use. Here's the box, and it's a little more yellow. This is kind of weird. It's like deep green, like a dark yellow. It's a hard color to match. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm going to prime him right now. I'm going to throw some Stynylrez on him. I'm going to go do a zenithal highlighting on him. Go from black to a gray and a white. So black will be basically from the bottom of the miniature up. I got the Badger 360 out. This is it's got a big needle in it, and it'll be easy to let me throw a glove on real quick. It'll be easy to throw primer through this thing, especially the Stynylrez is real thick for a primer. It's a primer, so it's not like a paint to lay on in many layers. And we can just see how it get really underneath the model, give it a good direction, and keep the brush moving so we're not anything laying down. Should be running my booth here, but I want to keep the noise down to a level. You just heard my compressor kick back on. I just got the parts for the old one, and I'll be putting that together hopefully tomorrow. We ran out of primer. This stuff is very thick. I don't even want to stick on the brush. Clean this out. I'm just running keeping the brush clean and trying to keep the tip from drying. Oh, the tip is dried out already. What I should do is run like I showed before. Getting clean, as you can see that. Tip is, got really black and dirty, but that's really thick paint. Let's clean that off real quick. And I'm just going to run some airbrush medium through it first. I might thin out the primer a little bit too. This stuff is super thick. This might run a little bit better now. Trying to get it up of these wings. There we go. It's running much nicer. A little tad of get under those feet. I'm running it at about, what am I running this compressor at? Also that white tack's not holding very well. And that's about 30 pounds of pressure. So I make sure this pushes this primer out nicely. clean it out with Let's switch to the gray now. This doesn't go on for almost like a, go in at perpendicular and slightly above. That stuff does not want to come out. Something to stick through this. Let's see these cheap brushes. There we go. Let's see. God, this stuff is like coming out really thick. I'm gonna put a little airbrush medium with it, see if it helps. Too much medium. God, I don't like these Stynylrez bottles at all. I gotta put them in a different bottle or something. Let's see here. There we go. We'll let this cure overnight when I'm done, and we'll come back to it. I'm not digging this stuff at all. Let me clean this brush again. I'm going to be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. I decanted some of it into a medicine cup and just added a couple drops of the golden airbrush medium to thin it out a little bit. It's just this crazy thick, this stuff. I don't like putting it through my other brushes. This thing is like a tank. It's even got a bigger needle than my setup than the Patriot does. Oh, that's much nicer. Let's look at that. I'm going to pick that up on the camera, but it's nice, even gray. I just pulled this off the base. That's not good. Trying to get the primer in these nooks and crannies. That's where it's going. Oops. This is not going to be good. I'm going to have to do some kind of better adhesion with him to this space type of thing. I thought it would work better. Sorry about that, took it off the camera. Okay, I'm gonna clean this real quick. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some of the white primer. I'm not gonna go straight white on it. I'm going to go into the cup we had. So let me squeeze that. Just mix a little gray and the white. A few drops of the Oh, that's going to be nice. It's going to lighten up the gray a little bit. We don't want bright, bright white on there. This is my mixing brush off camera. I stirred it up in the cup. Got a slightly lighter gray. I'll load it up into this guy again. Try to get straight in there so I don't mess up on the cup itself. And now I'm going to go from straight overhead. Just kind of lightening up in general. And there, we got them primed. Let's see, anything else we need to... Another little coat just to protect it a little bit more. Or not protect it, just to make sure you get all those nooks and crannies in there gone. It looks pretty good. So I try to keep straight from the top and these little spikes on his arms. There. So as you can see, that goes from black into a nice light gray. So we're good. I'm going to clean this up, and then I guess we'll go from there. I think we'll make this another part 3 real quick, just something real easy, and hopefully we'll have something better than that, but along those lines of the technique I used. I did a little video series on that, and it was kind of a joke. I did some hard edge highlighting, some deep edge or deep separating the plates and all that. It didn't turn out the way I expected it to, so I repainted it. But I'm kind of going by the Angel Giraldez technique, and he goes in, does all these like probably 4 levels: base color, highlight, then spots of light, which those are basically are. Then go in, do your plate separation with a brush. Then go in and do your hard edge highlightings with like a light green to a white to really bring apart those plates. And we'll see if we can do that on this guy. And we'll go from there. So as usual, we'll see you in the next section. And thank you for joining me. Hey, we're back. I actually went through it one time, found some mold lines on Hoffman's arm. Got that. I had one on the gun here, and it's still kind of showing up. So I'm going to have to go back at it again. And then I noticed a couple mold lines on the tail. Actually right there. I'm going to take a small file and go through it. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I got a set of micro files. I got these on eBay somewhere. Very tiny. These are smaller than what you get for like the Game Workshop or Privateer Press or Gale Force 9 or any of those. And I like using this file. It's kind of got a round edge on one end and it's rounded on the other. So you can get in there really tight, and it's got a nice grain to it. So just go right at the line. You can see the line kind of, obviously the paint lifting on it, and hopefully we're getting it off. I've noticed that we just do this, it's mostly just taking the paint off, but then you got to bring the line down a little bit, and you'll see it take some of the paint off the rest of the plastic around. That means that the line's gone. And this is not a really necessary step. These lines are very small, but if this does turn out to be a competition piece, mold lines are looked for. That's just a basic modeling skill that people should have if you're going to compete, is no modeling lines, or mold lines, or flash. That'd be even worse. Then this gun barrel is driving me nuts because I went at it hard and it's still... Actually, I almost go. Like I said before, in the beginning of this section, I went at it once already, then reprimed it, and it's still appearing. It's irritating. So I'm kind of just getting really good. Just kind of get a nice... kind of just going up and down on the plastic, and like this. That's one thing I like about this narrower file at the end. It gives you a little less work area on the file, but you can get in there. I think that might work. Let me I have a little bit of that lighter mix of the gray and white already set up in here from the last attempt. And let's see if we can do this on film. You can, or on video, or whatever this is. And I think that's the mold line's gone, but now we got a what do you call it? You see where it deformed the primer. That's better though. Way better. I think that'll even pass. I might have to sand down that little end a little bit. I'll do that off camera. I'll go back here and do this tail real quick. And yeah, I might have to go just a little bit of sanding on those edges and bring down that primer right there. But I'm gonna let it dry. I'll do that off camera, come back and show it to you, and that's it. Thanks. Okay, here we go again. So you got the tail all stripped out, got the barrel stripped again, even the top of the hand a little bit. So got the straight gray. I'm gonna go in, see, make sure it's working. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that looks way better. Let's go here. That looks good. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, then I'm going to go with the white above it. Just cleaned out. Do a quick cleaning while we're talking here. I got a pre-mixed white with the Airbrush medium. Make sure it's working. Alright, we got some white going. I'm just going to go straight up above it. Nice. And then above the tail. We'll get that hand too. It's going to just dust all over it. Okay, we're back real quick. Obviously, he's primed, ready to let him cure. The base concept is kind of finalized. I got these little things, cut this down to 2 inches. Got these little 1-inch cubes to give it support and give it some bulk to it. And then I did a 1/4-inch MDF and a cork trivet. This is just basic. I just took a sander to it real quick. These will be carved down, and rain ruts or whatever will be put into it. You'll get a little hang over on that. Maybe a couple roots coming out of it. And then It'll be blended in slightly, and this is going to be probably done in a dark stain. Just I'm not going to try to smooth it out, be pure black. Probably get like a dark walnut stain to give it kind of a cool wood look. And then build up on this. It'll be kind of a ruins. We'll go into that on a later part. I just wanted to get this part done. And we'll see you in part 4. Thanks.